Welcome back to another video. We're here in Barcelona. It's rather busy as well because there is a certain Twitch streamer currently here loading up with a whole group of them heading back to Heathrow. We may end up being behind them, although we're heading to Amsterdam, Schiphol. And as you can see, we're in the VATSIM studios, Boeing 727 passenger. This is quite a complicated old bird, a 3-flight crew, and it's just me. I think I've turned off some of the assistants as well, so we're really going to try our best here. We are going to use the GPS though, as both the airports here at Barcelona and at Amsterdam have got our nav STIDs and stars, so we will follow them as best we can. But even with the GPS, it's still pretty seat of the pants manual flying. Because if something goes a bit wrong, we've got to just take over control. And the default, which is what it uses, navigation, can be a little janky at times. So we're going to do our absolute best to make sure we're keeping on top of it. Another thing as well is no auto throttle, so we have to manually keep on top of the throttle levers as well, and the engine gauges. It's a very involved aircraft, particularly. But we love these kind of dinosaur planes. It's not new. But that'll be fun. Take something a little bit different, some of the airliner stuff. We're on VATSIM as well, as you can see, all the traffic around about us. GSX had a big update as well, with like new ramps and things, and stairs up, a whole load of things. So if anything doesn't quite go up GSX, of course it's never a GSX problem, it's always somebody else's problem. A running joke with them. We probably won't use the services to the maximum. We'll use them for, we don't even need it for pushback, because on our stand today it's just engine start and roll out. We don't need the pushback necessarily. It's pretty loud out here with all these. We picked a stand that's right in the middle between the runway and the terminal. You can see there's a lot of big heavies around. The Concorde came in earlier. Emirates A3s were there. And that one in the distance, that is it's the Kenko. It's the one that's Ian is flying through. But while we're out here, we can take a little bit of a walk around. Try not to be here for too long, because it's pretty noisy out here. Look at these changes. Now this livery doesn't come standard. This one's one on the VATSIM.to. Still looks good. The one that comes default has more dirt on it for sure. So this one's been cleaned a bit. But we do have some of the nice detail in the rivets and things. Lovely colour scheme. We are also flying for Iberia Virtual, one of the vAMSYS virtual airlines. Been flying all of them the past week or two, exploring a lot of Spain. But they also have a classic operations bit as well. So this is one of the classic flights, the 722, as we have here from Barcelona. The only flight that goes to Amsterdam is in the 727. So good opportunity, good excuse. Right, we're going to head in because it's a little noisy, but I have to move my drone camera. I'll usually put it right here. And step inside. Ah, that's much quieter. Much quieter. If you open the window, it gets louder though. Which is very good. Someone out there in their A340, the new toeless A340. Now we've got ground control on VATSIM. The ground controller is online. So at least we have some proper radio telephony that we've got to use today. And as you see, we've got the default GPS there at the bottom. We're on VATSIM. I've got my handy notebook and pen, an absolute must if you're going to fly on the network. I've got a few custom views set up, so here for the APU panel, lower engineer, upper engineer, overhead, first officer, autopilot and comm controls, GPS, passenger seat, And that's it, we've got them all, and of course this one. So I have a shortcut on my yoke to get us into this position. I always find it interesting how developers always make a default view right there. For me, it's always just too far down on the screen, and it just feels a bit far away, so I've managed to put it into what I think is a bit more realistic and put it there. So if you see a lot of this backwards and forwards, that's just me readjusting the view. It changes the zoom level outside as well, by the looks of it. Right, first things first, we're going to just check the frequencies we need this afternoon, sorry. So the only one that's on ground now currently is the frequency that's 121.705. We'll have to report target off block time. Depends. If the traffic is cooled down, but then we might not necessarily need that. When it's really busy, they do request it. Our call sign today is Iberia 720, which is quite a nice, appropriate one. So the EFB isn't an EFB, but a paper clipboard. And we're going to connect to the ground power. So even though GSX has opened the door, it doesn't show that the door's open. It's a bit of a pain, really. And if you use the options there, a metric, yep, just double check these are okay. Frequency, smoke effects off, GSX auto off, turn that off. Cabin lights, make the cabin crew do that. Syncing the bugs, captain, first officer one. I like to use the standby one so I can tune in the here, put in the local altimeter. Oops, gives us a kind of idea as how much the difference between our standard altimeter and the local setting. So currently that's on standard. If I push B, it's not too bad. Pressure's okay at the minute. So before we start loading things, let's turn on the battery. And essential power is going to be external. I'm going to have it on the external. There's the frequency ones, all good and go. And turn it on. Nice big clunk. First thing I always tend to do is start putting some lights on, so just turn these up. Done. Feel free to fast forward to a more interesting part of the flight. Navigation lights was already on. Super arm emergency lights, no smoking on because we're going to be filling up with fuel. Pull this to cage the standby attitude indicator. There we go, set. Just tune this to the default 2000. That would be assigned that by air traffic control. Let's start filling up with fuel. So, fuel first. Oh, first of all, we've got to do this. There's a sun brief. It's in 10 minutes to load up the fuel, 20 minutes to load in passengers. It will not take as long as that. We will fast forward that near the time. Big thing to watch out for when in this one is that the radio master switches are all the way back here. Master switch on. Find it, and then there as well. That's the first gotcha. The second one, that way, is here on the man panel. We have to audio, and then for the microphone we have to select it onto VHF1 as well. tune to the ATIS, which is 121.908. See if this works.
0. This was Barcelona EL Prat Airport 8 is information Charlie. Advise on initial contact. You have information Charlie. This is Barcelona EL Prat Airport 8 is information Charlie. At time 1230 Zulu. Runway in use for departures 24 left. After departure contact next available ATC before passing 2000 feet. Wind 190 at 9, wind variable between 160 and 220. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Few clouds at 2500, 6000 scattered. Temperature 15. Dew point 7. QNH 1016. Trend, no significant changes. Transition level 70. This was Barcelona EL Prat Airport 8 is information Charlie. Advise on initial contact. You have information Charlie.
Great. There we go. Charlie set. We'll put it onto Unicom's the next frequency. Onto 2.8 because so far there's nothing else on. But we'll tune this to the ground. 121.705. It's probably going to be very busy in a minute. There it is. And there he is. There goes Mr. Hanmore. So if you're watching that stream, this Barcelona to Heathrow stream with this 777, you'll see me. Give him a wave. Okay. Next thing, let's start putting the flight plan in. So you can do this through SimBrief up here. In fact, we are going to do that because I'm lazy. It'll take far too much time to do.
Boeing 7 Victor Victor, estamos en el 230, listo, puesta en marcha y retroceso. Boeing 7 Victor Victor, puesta en marcha y retroceso aprobado, encare al
What we're going to have to do is make sure we get this off.
Pues aprobado, puesta en marcha y retroceso, encarando al este, QNH 1016. Boeing 7 Victor Victor. Lima Extra Lima, nada más aterrizaje disponible con, perdón, monitorice el Nikon, es decir, que tenga buen vuelo.
Done. I'd switch it up to there because there's a lot of chatter going on at the minute. Okay, so two for left. Expect the Aloxo 3 Quebec. But that might change, so we've got to make sure we check in and we know what that departure is going to be. I have my iPad at the side, which tells me I have all the charts there. Well, I do know that on the Aloxo departure, that the initial altitude is cleared altitude is 6,000. So we'll set 6,000 in the box there. Okay, and then we're going to do the pressurizations. We're climbing to flight level 300. And that is a cabin altitude of 3,600. Just set that to the arrow. And landing altitude at Amsterdam is negative. It's about 10 feet below sea level, which it doesn't do, so we'll just put it at 0. That's ready to go. It's all automatic anyway. Cabin is currently 16 degrees, it's fine. Don't need the AP one just yet. Very cool checklist that has the logo on top, which is great. Let's open that up. Pressurize some of the hydraulics, and you'll see outside slats going. It's been fairly well modelled, that. Don't think we're down again. No, we don't, but we're fairly pressurised now. Away. Let's try and quicken up the load a bit. 8 minutes. Try to find. So we say target off block time in 10 minutes. We've got 5 minutes left our windows. We're going to do that, so let's have, it's currently 12 to 3, so we'll have 13.
Barcelona traffic, so 407 line up runway 24 left.
Right, so we've got 10 minutes till the window. And there's the door closed by the cabin crew. So let's do a fire test. That works. Reset once, reset twice. And then start the APU. And that is down here somewhere. There it is. You can see the exhaust coming out the top of the wing.
Speedbird 407 Delta Pine Parking, Speedbird 777, runway left runway 24 left.
So taxi-wise, we may as well brief it while we can. We'll probably end up going straight out here, either turn left or we turn right to go down there. Either way, it is Lima 9, Lima 8, so it has to be gate.
Barcelona traffic, so 407 departing 24 left.
So the India Sierra or 1, Sierra 1 South. India Sierra probably. Then we're on Echo. Cross. Runway 02. And then Kilo. Holding point. Golf something for runway 24 left. It's always good to just brief yourself to make sure you've got a heads up, an idea what's going on. It could be we turn left and we go on to Gate Foxtrot Sierra, onto Mike, and then down the same after that. Right, the APU's probably started by now, it's settled itself down, so what we do is just check this one up here. And it's all synced up. Close that in, make sure the power is on essential power and APU. It didn't quite restart everything, which is fine. And then turn the packs on, air conditioning. We've got the galley power on as well for the kitchen. So we need to request our IFR clearance before we have to start up. So back on ground. Information Charlie, double check that's still current. It is. Stan 312. Whilst on the ground, good afternoon. Iberia 720 at stand 312. Information Charlie requests clearance to Amsterdam Schiphol, please. Schiphol.
Iberia 720, hello, Barcelona, ground clear to Amsterdam Schiphol by the Olok Sotri Quebec departure. Runway 24 left, initial climb 6000 feet, squawk 6205.
Clear to Amsterdam, Aloxo 3 Quebec. Runway 24 left, initial climb 6000, squawk 6205, Iberia 720.
720, reply is correct.
Brilliant. So, let's make sure that procedure's in.
Well, 7 Victor Victor, con esta salida, no va a estar disponible ante usted, monitorice.
What we'll do now is select the arrival into Schiphol, which is the Dennet 3 Alpha, that one, load, and then select the approach. Is RLS 18 right via the river transition and load. Done. Set to GPS. We are sorted. Stick on the stick that on. Enter. Done. That's TCAS, if you like. That's the traffic. A bit higher. That one a bit higher too. Overall view. There's the traffic, and then the one we'll actually follow. There.
Buon 7 Victor Victor, me podría repetir, es que
So initially, runway 24, we're going to be...
Sin problema, es Buon 7 Victor Victor, no repetí disponible ante usted, monitorice en Advisory 28, que tenga buen vuelo a la Adiós. Pues Barcelona rodadura, Buon 7 Victor Victor, estamos con Unicom 1228. Buen día. Adiós.
So that one there. Annoyingly, this bug doesn't sync up with my TCA heading selector, so we've got to do that by hand on the wheel. Right, let's squawk 6205, set on transponder, 6205, smoke Charlie, which is that one, and let's just double check. Target off block time. We've got 4 minutes until we need to request startup. We can get rid of the ground power. So I need the flip chart out. Nearly finished loading up passengers. Move the ground power. Disappear momentarily. There it goes, and close the flap. And the plane did a judder there while all the passengers are loaded. I think we can remove the cones, we can remove the chocks. Pre-flight, 30 seconds to go. It's got full wing tanks and half a centre tank to get us there. We're loaded. Right, pre-flight. Let's go into... Oh, that is pre-flight. The takeoff page. So local weather, we're using the flaps 5, not 15. 24 left. So Barcelona, 24 left. So when we take off weight. Cool. Set the engine and the trim. Set the speeds. There they are. Should actually read them first. So we're 142, which is that bug there. That's our V1 and rotate speed when we pull up. Hey. Right. Seatbelt signs on. Window heat switches on. We'll not turn too many things on yet until we're on engine power. It's another gotcha to brief ourselves on. Every time we change altitude, you've got to reselect the Alt select key. It arms the selection, but it remembers what the previous one was, even if we change it. So currently, it'll go to 6,000. Okay, let's stick some of the fuel pumps on, one of each. Engine start. We've got 1 minute until startup. In fact, in that time we can remove the stairs. There used to be a person that came and actually moved that, but that's gone in the update. There it goes. Hey, we can request startup now, got the green light. I know that because the iPad just flashed up.
Zero 430, ready push and start, 206.
Victor 430, push for gonna stop to pick up roof. Face east, entrance 016.
Oops.
Push and push and start, brief base east, Zero 430.
Speedwood. Alrighty, let's pick a nice spot there. There we go, that'll do for now. We can repress startup. Let's check everything is fine. Yeah, we'll turn the packs off. Barcelona ground, Iberia 720, request engine start.
Iberia 720, start to pick up roof for the taxi in 106.
Setup approved, call for taxi, QNH 1016, Iberia 720. Okay, overhead panel, I'm going to start engine 1. So we're looking for N2 here to get to about 20. And then we select fuel on, pull the lever up. Now, even though it's quite far forward, it's quieter than it can be. You can hear it. If I open the window, it's very loud. It's that very classic engine high-pitched whine it makes.
Speedbird 56 Echo, stand 214, request pressure start.
So engine 1 started,
Speedbird
starting 3.
Echo, push button start tapis apuro, QNH 1016, face west, impossible.
Pressure start through face west and QNH 1016, Speedbird 56 Echo.
Okay.
56 Echo, disregard for
Oil
facing
out,
east.
pressure's in, and 20. Oops, I need to go down here for this, because...
Sorry, could you repeat that for Speedbird 56 Echo?
56 Echo, yeah, disregard facing east, if possible.
Roger, face east, Speedbird 56 Echo.
There we go. Stabilising, the switch has gone out, and starting to. Oil pressure, 20%, engine 2.
Walker 398, request push start, stand 224.
Walker 398, push button start tapis approved, face south, QNH 1016.
Push start approved,
There we go.
facing
Right,
south,
so-
QNH 1016, Walker 398.
Before we put things onto the buses, I'm going to be using 3, which is quite high up, so 3 on the bus. And then upper selector 3, there's the clunk, it's a good sound, that's what we want. 2, it's out of sync, so we change it, there you go, so if the more out of sync, faster the lights flash, slower, and sync, so engine 2 on, gens, and then gen 1, we'll increase that again, there we go, in sync, so they're all closely matching now. Great. Now that we've got engine start, we take off the engine 2 and AP bleed, and that actually becomes engines 1 and 2. And now we've got air flowing through, we're now going to put pressurization into flight mode. If you don't, the airplane absolutely screams at you for ages and ages. Usually it's a mystery to a lot of people that why is there a warning? And that's what it is. We're going to put both hydraulic systems on, and now we've got enough electrical power we can turn off all the fuel pumps. Great, and then before taxi, so flaps 5, selecting flap 5 indicated and selected, overhead panel, put on the auto brake to rejected takeoff. We'll stick on the pitot heats, the probe heats. Flight control check, pull down, left, right. The reason why I do this is because my rudder pedals sometimes don't turn on with the computer. Rudder pedals are working. There's a relief. Okay, so now we are ready for taxi, so we find out which direction we're going in. Iberia 720, request taxi.
Iberia 720, taxi runway 24 left, via gate India Sierra, Echo, cross runway 02 and left on Kilo.
Runway 24 left via gate India Sierra, Echo, cross runway 02 and left on Kilo, Iberia 720. Perfect, that's exactly as we briefed it. So
430, ready taxi.
now we can put on taxi lights.
430, taxi runway 24 left via gate Bravo Sierra, Mike, Delta, cross runway 02 and left on Kilo.
Whoa, there's a plane beside
Bravo
us.
Sierra, Mike, Delta, cross 02 and left on Kilo. See about 430.
The GPS is having a whale of a time down there. It should settle down by the time we get to the runway, I hope. That's glitching out quite a thing. Okay, clear on the left, or right even. It's definitely clear on the left. So gate India Sierra is right up ahead here, and there's gate Hotel Sierra, and that'll be the next one up there, where we turn right onto Echo. There we go, gate India Sierra, if you can see that. Clear on the left, clear on the right, except for a silly tug in the way. Going to bend too fast. The next instruction was cross runway 02, so we are clear. We don't need to stop and request because they've already cleared us. Customer B that you put the strobe lights on as we cross. We'll do that.
Speedbird 56 Echo, ready for taxi.
Speedbird 56 Echo taxi via gate Charlie Sierra, Mike and Delta, cross runway 02 and left on Kilo.
Taxi via Charlie Sierra, Mike, Delta and Kilo, Speedbird 56 Echo.
Slow down, left on to Kilo, 2 for left, and the sign in red, it says that as well.
Walker 398.
We'll use holding point Golf 2 up
Walker
ahead.
398, taxi
We don't need a full length.
via gate India Sierra, Echo and left on Kilo.
Yeah, Unicom is our next one.
Taxi
We'll also set
India Sierra,
TRA,
Echo, left
so we've
on
got our,
Kilo, Walker
TCAS
398.
set ready. We're going to be sent over to Unicom shortly. We're uncontrolled airspace, and we just announce our intentions to any nearby traffic. Okay, so straight up, not long after departure, after liftoff, takeoff even, we are turning left to waypoint Peral. then initially we sort of head out towards the ocean. I think it's just to gain altitude before we climb over the well-built area and the slightly higher terrain.
Iberia 720 North Radar ATC available, contact question at monitor advisory 122 today.
We'll contact Unicom. Thanks so much, Iberia 720.
Right.
Right, there's no one to contact, this isn't anybody, but we will in fact just bring it to a stop here. You don't want to be going too close to that line, because any little bit of the plane that goes over, the runway is not clear. So, head above our head, we'll have continuous ignition. Ooh, no. For goodness sake. Get continuous ignition on. RTO. Landing lights on. Strobe on. And let's go. Let's give the cam crew a bing bong. A little pre-warning. And announce what we're doing. Barcelona traffic, Iberia 720, lining up, taking off runway 24 left, our lock, so 3 Quebec departure. We'll be generally facing south-ish at departure. I'll put on that for now. Nobody on approach, nobody's announced anything, which said static. My plane's far too far away. And we're going to need a little bit of right rudder to counteract that crosswind. Okay, let's go. Checked. Use a bit of right rudder, keep that centre line. Let's increase the power a little bit.
V1.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. After 500 feet, we should be turning left. No sub-trim.
Barcelona traffic, Speedbird 402 Papa, established localizer, 13 miles, out of Sulu, runway 24 right, Barcelona.
Flaps 2. A maximum of 210 knots.
Speedbird 56 Echo, land up runway 24 right. 24 left, correction, sorry.
To 402 Papa, 9 miles, ILS, runway 24 right, Barcelona.
Nav. Flat 0. Gear into neutral. Windmill was set. Cruise of 3 300, flight level 300, outcell. Bring that nose down. 220.
Speedbird 56 Echo, departing runway 24 left.
Set. Standard pressure.
Barcelona traffic, Walker 398, lining up runway 24 left.
Still to bring that nose
Barcelona
down.
traffic.
Right, at the takeoff, sorry, we can have lights off. Continuous ignition off. Pressurizing. All good. Bring the nose down even
Barcelona
more.
traffic, Steamboat 402 Papa, 4 miles, expression 5 miles, ILS runway 24 right, Barcelona.
And now we'll set it to IS
Barcelona
mode
traffic, Walker 398,
to maintain
takeoff runway
220
24 left.
knots, which is our
Barcelona
maximum
traffic.
speed currently. Following the route nicely for now. So we've got a Speedbird to British Airways behind us. Just make sure we keep on profile for now. Keep that his way.
Barcelona traffic, Steamboat 402 Papa, 3 miles, ILS runway 24 right, Barcelona.
Right, we're about to pass 10,000 feet, flight level 100. We need to be above 100 for the next waypoint, so that's worked out well. 230 knots now is the next maximum, so we're going to go back into vertical speed modes, push the nose down, gain a bit more speed. We can use this gauge here, tells us when we're nearly on profile with the speed that we've selected.
Barcelona traffic, Walker 398, clear from runway 24 left, Barcelona traffic.
IS hold. Sink the heading bug, bring that round. So we do have a fair bit of traffic right behind us. There's the airport. It's there. The flight path takes us round and then up this way, so we can avoid some of this terrain. There's the other plane there. Okay, so we can now start speeding up to a proper cruise climb. It's about 280, so again, let's bring that nose down. So I've got on my joystick, my yoke, sorry, this button here, not that, that's my trim, this will be for this selector here, so I'm pushing it down. It saves me having to keep looking down, up and down, up and down when I select. And we can let the seatbelt signs off. Bring the heading bug round. Oh, it's the L1011 behind us. He's only slightly below me, but certainly going a lot faster. We can see him. Yep, there it is. See his lights. Feels like there's one even closer than that. Oh, there it is, yeah. No, he is just really close. Heading for speed. Whoa, way too fast now, so let's bring the nose up. That's what happens when you don't keep an eye on what's going on. He's on a different departure to us, so he'll probably end up overtaking soon. Another classic tri-jet. There's the something up down there as well. 8050 Lockheed L1011. We've got another centre controller coming up ahead. So we've got another frequency to tune to shortly. We're going to bring this nose up. Lose some speed here. Through the clouds. So it's nearly -10. Nearly -10 there. Don't necessarily need anti-ice now. Right, we're getting close to our climb speed. So put it on IS hold now. There's our other traffic. Significant one. It's in a blocked out diamond there because we need to watch out for him. 5 miles away and only 400 feet below and climbing. What it seems right here. Assuming he's going to Heathrow, he's further west than we are. Right, so the next frequency that we need for most of France, Bordeaux control, is 125, 105. So let's select that now, 125, 105. Lumps and bumps it. Passenger view. not long to go. 2,000 feet left. Okabe, it says we need to be flying level 320, so before we enter the French airspace, we're going to be flying level 320. We'll level off and then reselect. Just the flight plan, just for our planned step climbs.
To go.
Checked. 29,000. Engine 2 is running extreme and always does, just through the nature of the S duct, so I'll bring the throttle back a bit. If I had 3 throttles, I'd do something about it, but you'd normally bring this one back a bit more. Alas. That's the Pyrenees. I just tuned to this frequency now.
Right, 3 to right, clear for takeoff. Runway 3 to right, Air France 7.
Is Ryanair 332 Mike and frequency?
Oh dear, someone said they're with you. Shouldn't say that. Right, for level 320, there it is. Sorry, 300. There's our accompanying Lockheed's right up there. Okay, let's select flight level 320. So we need to alt, arm, vertical speed up a bit.
Bordeaux, control, Monza, Lufthansa, correction, control to Hotel Sierra, flight level 340,
Practice our French.
CPTLC.
Bonjour, contour 2 Hotel Sierra, identify direct Mike Echo November.
Direct Mike, Echo November, Lufthansa to Hotel Sierra.
I might get a direct, a nice shortcut, although I've only got 1, 2, 3 waypoints checked. We've got 3 waypoints in Bordeaux control anyway. He might just send me direct to the last waypoint in his control, which is Bochno. So again, just thinking about what we might get. Or it might just leave us be and we follow it through. There's not much of a shortcut really. Going right overhead, Toulouse. Final cruise altitude of 3,200. Better change the pressurization control. 3,200 is 4.1. Hello. 4.4. There we go.
Air France 7 Alpha, airbound, passing 2,000 feet.
Sim freeze. There we go.
Air France 7 Alpha, thank you, climb level 140.
Climb flight level 140, Air France 7 Alpha.
Seems it's only 0 degrees Celsius in the cabin. It's not a good idea.
Air France 7 Alpha, expect Phobos 3 Sierra, ILS Zulu approach, runway 27.
Expect Phobos 3 Sierra, arrival runway 27, ILS Zulu approach, Air France 7 Alpha.
Air France 7 Alpha, direct to BDAC, climb level 220.
Climb flight level 220, direct to BDAC, Air France 7 Alpha.
Oh, there it is, there's 3 pings. Auto control, bonjour, Iberia 720, flight level 320.
Iberia 720, auto control, bonjour, direct Bucknell.
Direct Bucknell, Iberia 720. There you go, you see, predicted it and we nailed it. So let's select that in here, Bucknell, direct, activate, done, boosh. So we've got 280 miles.
56 Echo, auto control, bonjour, direct Manak, would you please confirm final level requested today?
Flight level 340 and we'll direct to Manic. Speed 56 Echo.
Speed 56 Echo, thanks. Maintain 340 upon reaching.
So the maximum there, 0.82 Mach. We are, I think we're accelerating. Soon find out, zoom in, see this dial there. It's slowly creeping up. It is. We're getting there. See what fuel we got. Wrong one. Fuel quantities. There is a proper way of doing this to configure it, so you're supposed to use up all the centre tank first.
With the flight level 400.
Speed 430,
Then the wing tanks,
bonjour, direct Manak, are you leveling off level 400?
I need to
A firm, level 400.
research that
Roger, speed 430, direct Manak then.
properly.
Direct Manic, speed 430 direct.
Heading 6650.122.8, bye-bye.
Over Unicom, bye-bye, welding 6650.
soon be sent over to Unicom again.
Iberia 720,
we go.
122 decimate, bye-bye.
Over to Unicom, thanks very much for your ATC, Iberia 720. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Bordeaux Control, good day, LR.
There we go, 1 to decimal. So we want to be flight level 70 by river, ideally. So we're going to the VNAV, and we're going to say our target altitude of 7. Stop it. 7,000. Ugh. $7,000 miles before river. That is profile to be 2,000 feet a minute. There we are. We're begin our descent just over half an hour. While we're descending, we can take a trip to the lab. Close the door. Whee! Locked. I'm not sure what that's reflecting. That'll be behind us. It's funny. Do your thing. Oh, we can't wash our hands, alas. Let's not click anything here because that will be in the flight deck. Discover, does that change the sign? It does. Close the door. No, free for someone else. Nice galley. There you go. Right, we better head back in case things have gone autopilot. Much noisier because of all the wind noise over the nose of the plane. Okay, approaching flight level 100. Do that thrust back now. There we are, and the VUR2 picking up the Sierra Papa Lima, so it's 60 miles. We're getting a right-hand turn very shortly. .055. Roughly there. Now that does a little countdown. 5, 3, 2, 1. There we go. So we're flight level 100, seatbelt signs on. The temperature is just below 10 degrees. So we may have some engine anti-ice on in a minute as we go through the cloud. Now, Holland got a big sim update recently after the flight sim weekend show conference that happened last weekend. I've not flown there since, so I'm intrigued to see how it's going to look now. Okay, let's initiate the procedure, activate the approach. There we go. So 250 knots, holding steady. See, all this is without any auto throttle, it's just manual controls set and keep an eye on it. So a bit of cloud, let's put the engine anti-ice on. So engine anti-ice on here, we'll have continuous ignition.
To go.
Checked. Seatbelts on. We're going to have auto brake minimum because it's a very long runway. Yeah, we're 30 miles away, so as we get closer, the radio transmissions get a bit clearer. 30 miles is usually about as far as it goes. So we keep this slower speed to hopefully help allow for some separation. But the fact we're following the full transition means we should get some good separation as well. So not only when you're on Unicom, probably having to be a flight engineer, co-pilot and pilot all at the same time, we've also got an air traffic controller as well. We'll make a call, getting closer now. Should keep all traffic Iberia 720 on the river transition, flight level 70, direct Sierra Papa Lima for the ILS 18 right. There we go. We've said our bit. Lets everybody know what we're doing.
Traffic, 671 is about 8 miles, runway 18 right.
Right, that's the DHL.
Shipboard traffic, Boston 601 short final, runway 18 right.
Yeah, Postman, that's the call sign for DHL. There it is. And that's the runway right there, that's 18 right. That's where we'll be going, and then taxiing all the way down, across, round, and into there. Taxi all the way through Holland to get to the gate. You might even see the cargo plane if he's just touched down, or he's about to. There it is. we're getting down to 2,000 feet. So I'm going to set 2,000. There we go. Alright. Alt arm. Vertical speed going down. Throttle back. Landing lights on. Still got that on as well. And we want to be selecting 3018, sorry, or 1022. The EasyJet seems to have overshot it.
Shipboard traffic, Postman 671, runway 18 right, vacated.
I'm going to put the final heading of 131, which is going to be the intercept heading for the ILS. 131. Yeah, the EasyJet is just shot way out. It depends what runway he's going for. Four more miles of this and then returning base. Yeah, I don't know what runway that EasyJet's good for. Oh, unless he's on the river or the different transition. Schiphol traffic, Iberia 720, turning base, runway 18 right. $1,000 to go.
1,000 to go.
There you can see where the scenery changes. There's the line there from default to custom. .181 is the final course.
Triple traffic EG3301, fully established island runway 22.
This is going to be 22. Interesting. Okay, we're going to go on GPS and we're going to select Auto GS. There we go, it's all armed. Heading hold. He's on runway 22. That's the gear warning horn. We pull this to mute it. Need idle thrust. Because we overshot that. Coming in way too fast. Oops. Not sure why it's doing that. So heading mode. Heading select. Ugh. Heading select. Flaps 2, flaps 5.
Glide slope is alive.
Yeah, but we're not on the localizer yet. Anti-ice can come off now as well. About 60 knots. On the glide slope. Schiphol traffic, Iberia 720, 5 mile final runway 18 right. Get down. Oops, that doesn't work. Down.
Schiphol traffic, 320, 5 mile final runway 22.
It's nearly a parallel approach. Go flaps 20. .137. That's where the first dial is.
Traffic, Boatman 601 crossing runway 18 center or runway 36 center.
Okay, so auto brakes selected. There's no auto speed brakes, so when we land, I'm going to have to manually pull that down. And then I'll reverse thrust if we need it, but to be fair, the auto brake will be enough. There's no one behind us, there's no rush to get off the runway. And it's a long runway as well. Below 1,000, autopilot off. This thing hand flies really nicely. It's fairly stable. Heavy on the pitch trim, but you'd expect that from a T-tail. Now we can better jinx this because it's almost easy to butter this landing and float it too much, but I'm going to end up slamming it now I've said that.
Approaching minimums.
So we're stable, slightly low, but small correction.
Minimums.
Continue. And speed brake manually deployed. Gently let the nose down. Keep the centre line. Manual braking. See, the sounds are good in this thing as well. That thudding as we go across these runway lights and the runway bumps. Right, start some braking now. We don't want real
Triple traffic, crossman 601 crossing runway 24.
Traffic, ED220 runway, runway 22 via all 10.
Schiphol traffic, runway 18 right vacated. Right, let's bring the speed brake up. Slowing it down a bit. Look at the long taxi up, so flaps in. Landing lights off, and the strobes off as well. Continuous ignition can come off too. and the window heats.
Triple traffic crossing runway 26 right.
Triple traffic, dalam kawasan Amerika, final 1 dulu.
Never much lighter, even the engine at idle, it's taking off. It doesn't take much to keep the acceleration going, so occasionally keep braking. Okay, over the bridge now. Mind you, we've had some updates, so I'm hoping that the scenery hasn't completely bonked itself and we fall through the taxiway, because it doesn't look very healthy. So far, so good. We'll get us onto this long taxiway of Victor. Head over to the pressurization panel and stick it in ground. There we are. Another successful flight down for Iberia Virtual. Head over there. They're on vAMSYS if you're into virtual airlines. Great Discord as well. Turn off the TARA. Keep all traffic, Iberia 720 crossing runway 18 centre. Well, that KLM just arrived and he hasn't said anything. So we're going to be going on to Alpha. There's a traffic arriving for 18 right.
Dalam kawasan Amerika runway Liberty.
Take Bravo 31 if we can, so just slow down there. Select Bravo 31. BP Bravo 31, there it is. No, and let's have Steenart, why not? Keep all traffic, Iberia 720, taxiing via Alpha to Bravo 31. Follow that KLM for a while. So the scenery's a little stuttery, and that's kind of what I get normally here. I mean, it's a huge airport and pretty well optimised, considering. Still better than the innie-built Heathrow. Now we're coming across another bridge here, so I'm really hoping this doesn't send us flying into the ground, because there's a lot of cars jumping up here. I'm sure what's going on there. I think I've been in that motorway a few times. Ground speed there, because we don't be going any more than 30 knots, otherwise we get penalised. It's too fast. Over here, let's start the APU. Oh yeah, there's a big tree growing in the airport. That's not right. Can't remember how to update that. It's like reinstall the scenery, I think. Oops. Right, we'll put the APU bleed on and we'll shut down engine number 2. That helps slow us down for sure. Ooh, it's a nice speedbird. Better energy one.
Report traffic, KLM 46 Papa, establish LS 18 right, report traffic.
So we're not speeding up quite as much now we've got rid of one engine. We're parking quite close to that Lufthansa. be a stand gap between us. Alpha 4 Whiskey, that's what we're after here, so the second right turn. Nice A321 Neo. Bravo 3-1, second stand here. 3-5. Bravo 3-1. Go and turn the taxi light off. Nope, let's try to get to a stop. Follow the guidance on that display up there. Swing her in. So close. There we go. And parking brake on. On stands, turn the transponder off. Okay, so first of all, what's the APU on currently? Caliper off. Stick it on. And then we bring this to the boom. There we go. We're on. Yeah, we can shut the engines down. Can't actually reach them, it's a bit of a pain. There we go. Wait till they're below 10%, and we'll turn off the beacon. 10%, beacon off. Oop. It turned off automatically, how interesting. Seatbelt signs off. Anti-skid turned off now as well. And we can now stick on the chocks. Request deboard. Ah! As it comes through. Now the reason we came to Amsterdam is because there's another product that came out, part of the sim update. It was the next local legend, the Fokker Friendship F27, which we're hoping to have a go at soon. So maybe we'll do another, if I do another video, it'll be on that from here. Thanks for tuning in. Hope it was, you learnt something, a little insight into setting up and flying one of these old workhorses. It is also near the Easter, so if I don't make a video before then, have a great Easter, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.